Let's get busy.
I'm Johnny Garrett.
2 days in a row, I get to hang out with you.
I know. How lucky am I?
How lucky am I? We got my man Antonio Pantoja J.P. Lebangood. Got to meet J.P. at the premiere.
Yep, it was fun.
Yeah. What a very cool character.
Well, I was brought in on the really the 11th hour.
I can't clearly.
I can. Yeah. Yes, if you are wanting to finally seal the deal on your romance, my scene in One Must Fall will really put you in the mood. So.
His game is like,
it's so good.
My character spits mad romantic game.
And you almost got to see him nude. He wanted to do it. But I was too afraid.
I had the person I was dating at the time actually bring me a pair of tidy whities.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We flew them in, and
flew them
in.
And so he thought that
nothing but the best.
I told you this before because you asked me what was the funniest moment on One Must Fall.
Yeah.
And it was the last day when we shot JP, and he thought that Julie, the lead actress, was coming up the elevator.
It was 11 o'clock at night. That should have been the new person coming up the elevator.
And they're really good friends before One Must Fall. So he was standing there like, looking all sexy how he is, and
overweight in my tidy whities for those at home that don't know.
While the elevator was about to open, and it was my kids and my wife.
So
and he goes, "Your kids are here!" And like, dude, they bring that up every day.
They saw him
every time.
Yeah, they bring it up.
Kids now.
Burnt in their memory.
They're like, JP is so funny. They love JP. So, and I was looking for some models one time, like male models. My daughter, she's 4, she loves JP. And she goes, Dad, you should call JP. And I'm like, I know, you're right, actually. JP's
Clearly,
he's the greatest.
Clearly, a personality.
He's a man, Dime.
Really?
That's for sure.
Shirtless between me and John Wells. I mean, you can't tell the difference.
You know what's sad, man, is couldn't figure out a way to get John Wells shirtless in the film, but we did get JP shirtless, though,
did.
I know.
That is like the worst consolation prize ever. It's like we were trying to figure a way to get a steak on the table, but we got McDonald's.
No.
That bologna sandwich.
Equally beautiful. Equally.
And then we got Jessica Veech.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
You've done one of these with me before, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, here's a story with Jessica. Is you two had never met? This is the first time you actually had met. I mean, you got to chat online or whatever, but when we were putting together the roast thing, and came to you, identify your roasters. That you get first stab at it. And I had this number 8 in mind, and we really got to a point where you were establishing probably between 4, 5, 6 people. And I still wanted to have 8, just because I have this 90-minute format. And Andrew Asher, who, if you follow Comedy Central's Celebrity Roast, Andrew Asher is my Jeff Ross. He's going to go over pretty well. It's going to be...
He's going to do some damage.
Oh, yeah. And
to everyone or just me?
No, everybody. Here's the thing.
To Peruvians across the world.
No one is safe.
No one is safe. And to his credit, he doesn't know... I don't know if he knows... I think there's maybe... He knows who I'm. I mean, but he really doesn't know it. But creatively, he did his research. He went on Facebook and got to see who you guys are. He's put together some stuff. So,
oh yeah,
and that's kind of where you're at too, because you don't know these people.
No,
so this is
roasted people I don't know before, and I don't have a problem.
And you don't have a problem.
Luckily, she's a comedian, so she puts all of her material. I was like, oh God, check. It's like there we go. It's like she's just handing it to you out of the
And I came to you too because I thought I've been wanting to feed. We got Jessica Matthews. And another one would probably help us. And, not just out of coincidence, that particular day I saw something you posted. I think you mentioned something. You were doing a roast, another roast.
I did a roast of a pregnant woman last week.
Yeah. And I saw, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, That's what I need to get. So
I've
reached out
also
to
been
them.
roasted. They had a roast for me in
Really?
January.
Yeah.
Yes, the
No way.
benefit roast, and it's not as bad as you think.
Yeah. You can honestly, no matter the situation, you can actually be funny.
I can really take it, honestly, and I think she can really take it too. But I can really take it, you know. And I don't even know. I haven't even come up with any material myself, so I don't know if I'll dish it back. Jordan told me I need to.
Wait, are you serious? You have zero material in any of. So when you come up at the end,
I love these people too much, you know. So it's
at the end, because you're going to come up, you will not have any parting shots. Right now, you do not have any parting shots at any of these people.
Thank God. I love these people. You know, this is my people.
Well, you can't get up there and just say thank you everybody for coming. You got to take
You've been
some.
threatening to do it as a PowerPoint, to use your
I have,
Photoshop and film expertise to Photoshop us.
Yeah. So like with I thought that, you know, like somebody who has Photoshop skills can be dangerous, you know, like with these things. And there's so much material out there, you know, and people doing things. See, like when we grew up, you know, like there was no evidence of things, you know, but I think some people have stuff that dates back so far that you can really dig in and Photoshop them into some bad situations.
There was a bar called Sparks in the 90s
Oh,
that it threw.
Talking about digging.
Yeah, the amount of cameras we have now in that bar. Ooh, Lord.
Real quick, why JP? Why did he get selected?
JP?
Yeah.
Oh, because he said, well, he's one of my really close friends,
Okay, so
especially from a creative perspective. Like I really look up to him a lot.
So you two do have some good history together.
He said, if you don't have the cojones, he said something like
Yeah,
that.
it's like you don't have to go next. I like the rest of you.
Oh, so
Yeah, I dare.
he baited. You baited.
But
him.
I was like, of course, man.
Yeah.
Like, I think he'd be amazing.
Well,
like,
especially because, and we can call him out, Todd won't do it.
Why? Yeah.
So
Not one, man.
someone from the film has to go at you.
I totally agree.
Well, Todd's
Yeah,
my brother, you know, and
yeah.
and I wanted him and his real brother, Scotty, to roast me. Because these guys are like
Vicious.
Oh man, especially together. So I was gonna have them both go together, but Todd, you know, he's busy and like that's his money day for work and stuff like that, and I think that he just loves me too much. I was the best man at his wedding, you know, he's my brother, so he's not gonna do me like that, I think. But I really want him to because he has the most on me, you know.
What's this guy's name again?
Todd Proctor, he's in the movie too.
I'm just gonna ask him.
He's the greatest guy. Yeah. Ask him because
Well, is he coming?
I don't think he's gonna be able to.
He's working. But, yeah, because when we were doing that 48-hour last year, Todd was just ruthless, just hanging around set to everyone.
You know, and his mother-in-law went into the hospital that day, and she was ready to pass. She may have passed that day, and I said, Todd, do not come, you know, on set. And he was like, man, I think it'd be the best thing for me. And he was like, man, thank you for that. After we did it, but I just felt for him. He's always been there for me, everything, no matter what. So I had to like I think even JP was like, dude, don't come because that's you could deal with something very serious. But yeah, so he's there for me through everything. So I mean, like he would totally be here if he could.
Well, here and now, of the 8 roasters we have lined up, I've heard some of the samples for Dusty Lee and Jordan Todd.
I don't even know.
I mean,
We've been through a lot too.
yeah. Amiri, he's going to bring it.
Oh, okay.
You know, Derek Sawyer's he's in the comedy thing now.
Oh, yeah. Jim Bullock. He's
oh yeah,
he's really,
oh my God.
I grew up
I haven't
idolizing
written
him.
for yet.
Oh really?
Yeah, I know Derek. Jim
Oh, he's good.
is the one I have not written for yet.
Well, I forgot that he was Danger Boy back in the day.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, I got him then.
There we go.
He's won like 5 Emmys.
Yes.
He's on billboards and
Oh.
Letterman and
I used to
everything.
babysit Uncle Ron's kids back
Oh,
in the
really?
day.
Get out.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Jim Bullock will have some hot ones, man. He's gonna have some really good ones.
So we have Jim Bullock, Jessica Mathis, who's has got comedy in her repertoire.
And she's known me a long time.
You all were
13 years.
So actually,
For me,
it is.
I'm a recluse.
So actually, it sounds like more than half the roasters you actually have got some a pass with enough for them to.
They got material.
Do they got material?
I was curious, like, what people will have, though, because I've kind of just been the same always, and I haven't really done no dirt to anybody. I haven't done anything, so I'm just curious what they'll have. I'm just curious.
It doesn't always have to be dirt, though.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this is that's where
It's different.
Jessica, Andrew. I've heard Andrew stuff, and Andrew is just his creative mind is actually pretty good, and he's a monster musician. If you talk to any of the musicians in town, he is one of the most complete musicians. He's like a fucking monster guitarist.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Well, I wore a tank top tonight so I could give them some material so they can see my tramp stamp tattoos, you know?
No, this is on video. So, Jessica, how are you going about? How are you going about preparing for this? The fact that
Social media stalking.
yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Well, for this, you call it research. Stalking. But I got you.
Yeah, no, but some of the people I know Derek. He's going to do a comedy festival here next month in Ohio with me, and I've done a couple shows with him, so.
I love him so much.
And it's so nice that, the comedy scene has embraced him despite his obvious mental handicaps. It's just like, it's nice. It's like right in the middle. It's like, oh, Derek's going to get up and tell jokes. And we're like, oh, nice. And then we have him pick up something heavy and take it outside. So,
As he gets on the short bus.
no, but I'm telling you what, it's like you think he's ripped, and then you like his Autumn.
Yes, he's
a professional bodybuilder.
Yeah.
It's like that's a fight I want to see.
Yeah.
Derek's a genius. So, I go to Derek for advice and Autumn all the time. So, any big decision I've made
In
the last,
regards to
anything, business, whatever. Derek is so sharp that, I have been going to him for advice for years, him and Autumn. Even if I'm depressed or something like that, they will usually be able to give me, enough advice and guidance to get me out of there. So, I've depended on him for a lot. But he's a genius. He looks like just this giant monster fighter, but he's a genius.
It's like, what? Ooh. It's like, no, it's actually amazing. And actually, Derek, man, it's going to be really hard roasting him because one day I forgot my lunch at work, and I posted online, man, I forgot my lunch at work.
Yeah.
Derek, Postmates over, really good tacos. I was like, wow, Derek, that's amazing, man.
He's the greatest guy, man.
Yeah.
I remember you posted that, and then he told me, I saw him today, and he told me that he had gotten you tacos, and I was like, dude, how cool is that, man? He's just the greatest guy. So it's a good crowd, man.
It is.
It's
a good mixture of people. Obviously, people you work with, and then you got the people who are going to really be.
She's gonna not hold back.
No,
she's gonna really get
I
it.
think
You don't
she'll
have
bring it.
a reason to hold back on me. So
And let's talk real quick because we were on Great Day Live with Angie.
yeah,
What's your history with Angie? Because
she rose to Dusty.
she was.
I thought I was gonna get it.
I have to be honest. She daytime TV. This kind of she's got to be this kind of proper etiquette. And I'm thinking, can she flip the switch and pull off as a roast master? Because she's going to be. I told her, I'm like, those 7 infamous no words that you can't say on network TV.
Yeah. Right.
Someone like Dusty Lee will say all 7 in a sentence.
Oh yeah.
Is she going to be able to handle that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She'll keep it simple, but-
That's go ahead.
So my history with Angie is she's always been a huge inspiration to me because I shot her wedding and stuff like that, but I knew her before because so she has a baby, and throughout having a baby and getting married, she was going to compete in a bodybuilding tournament. She got she was wrongfully fired many years ago from a job, and then she ended up taking over executive level position, and now she runs all the magazines, and then she was now the host of Great Day Live. So she's accomplished so much, while raising a child, while starting a new marriage and stuff like that, and then I think it's extremely admirable. So, and then all while she does tons of charity work. So I met her it's probably 10 years ago when I first got into photography, and then we started discussing because she was starting her own magazine, and then that ended up coming to fruition. So I started shooting for her magazine, which became really good friends. Her husband, awesome, Jason. So he's a politician and business owner. But yeah, I mean, she's just a huge inspiration, and she always has been. So anytime anybody asks me who my inspirations are, it's usually her name pops up, like a Lauren Chip. who's like built an empire with 3 kids, you know, same kind of deal. So
Yeah, with Angie, I've been able to follow her on Facebook and see all the things she does. Clearly,
she's killing it.
She's on it. And,
she's Renaissance, man, and she's just a soldier. Like I don't think she sleeps. I mean, she does Great Day Live, and then she still does all of the magazines. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking Leo, The Voice, X-Doll, and The Voice Tribune.
Yeah, she's
that's insane.
That was a good get for us, you know. And here's how this all developed. And you guys may not know the story. So I've done with the podcast. I'm going on 5 years running with this podcast, and I've been able to, with the name, the brand, Shooting from the Wood brand, host music events, benefits, and I did my first roast in fall of 2017, local musician here, and it was crazy great. But it was brutal. I mean, these guys were just, it was funny. I thought so, but there was some of the people were a little butthurt over the roast that they took, and that was in 2017. So when last year rolled around, I had talked about wanting to do another one, and I was again focusing on the musician, and my music friends were like, I don't think so.
I'm still repairing.
Yeah, exactly. The wounds have not completely healed, and I'm like, all right, whatever. So this year, 2019 rolls around, and I'm like, I'm helping. I'm going to do another fucking roast. And I just remember talking to someone about it, and they're like, well, don't do a musician, do someone else. And as I'm starting to think, who can it be? This motherfucker is just going crazy
everywhere.
Everywhere right now.
And I saw a One Must Fall mini poster in a box of Cheerios. I got in the middle
Cracker Jack.
What's this doing here?
Yeah, in the lollipop where you chew to the center,
right?
There was a One Must Fall tag. Yeah, even there. But
I learned all that from Dusty, man. Yeah. I swear, because that dude is like the marketing genius. Nobody can out hustle him, so he is kind of coached me on all this stuff.
But at the time, I was like, I'm going to do a roast. I gravitated to you just because. I mean, we're friends, and you've done podcasts with me, and I'm a fan. I was, a huge fan. And that's what's interesting is that first time I got to figure who you were doing music videos. So and you were writing and directing, and then you were telling great stories in the video. So I thought those were cool. And you played the videos perfect for the songs. And so you were hot, and this was right before I had scheduled you to come on to talk about the premiere in Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah.
And I had reached out, and I was like, Antonio, I want to roast Antonio. So I reached out to Jordan and John Wells on Facebook Messenger. I'm like, this is what I want to do. Would he? Yeah.
So gorgeous.
I do know who that is. He was here the night that I was on your podcast.
No way.
Yeah, because
before me, so I didn't listen to the.
He was. That's right.
What did you think? 1 to 10.
A 1 to 10 on what?
I'm falling into the beautifulness of John Wells' eyes.
It kind of reminds me of the guy that plays Logan.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman.
Does he not?
Yeah, he's Kentucky's Hugh Jackman.
Kentucky.
And you know what? Very humble guy.
Yeah, he's my brother. He's the greatest guy in the world.
Genuinely.
Once I found out he gets a little unnerved and uncomfortable with direct physical compliments. I've done nothing in my life except directly compliment.
Take his shirt off.
Oh yeah,
you are so beautiful, John. Every time I post a new headshot, you say that.
I'm liking, and then I'm thinking, is this? It's a crush there? Is a man crush, bro crush going on, bromance going on?
I told my wife,
I like that.
If my wife left me for John Wells, I would give her props. I'd be
Yeah,
like, that's a good.
Yeah.
You did good.
Yeah.
My wife
I told her
left me for
that.
John Wells. I'd officiate the wedding. I mean, that's how I'm like, yes, you're trading up
I told her, dude, straight up, I said, I would be proud of you if you did that.
Yeah. So I reached out to John and Jordan, and they were both like, yes, let's make that happen. And then the night you did the podcast, and I can't remember if I approached you with it before the podcast or after, but I approached you that night, and you were like, yeah, let's do it. And I'm like, all right, he's in. I got someone who, from a selfish perspective, because I'm thinking I'm going to do a roast, I've got someone who's fucking hot right now in town that's going to be a huge part of it. I'm thinking, great, I've got a star. And then reality started to sit in. How do we fucking roast something? Right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because, and that's the tagline on the Great Day post. How do you roast the nicest guy in the world? But you know what? Here's the thing. As I've come to find out, these 8 badasses basically said, hold my drink.
Yeah.
We'll show you how we do it. But they're going to brick it.
That's going to be the last headline in the city that calls Antonio the nicest man. It's going to be done.
The very next one, Antonio Pantoja exposed.
TMZ.
Which reminds me, I need to sign on for your next film before we do this roast.
Let's take it. I'm going to hit the brakes on the roast. Yeah. You just went out of town to work on your next movie.
Yes.
How'd it go?
It was all right. I'm a little disappointed in myself. I didn't finish the first draft of the script, but it's coming. It's coming, and I think it's going to be really good. But I think I need to take a different approach on it because there's quite a bit of lore to it. So it's a monster film. And it's also kind of like a revenge film, and a film that's going to teach people something. It's it's got kids involved and stuff, so there's quite a bit of lore that I have to make sure that it's all buttoned up and polished, and it all works and makes sense for that story. So it's a lot harder than One Must Fall so far, but I think it's going to be great when it comes out, and I think I'm going to be really proud of it. But I've got to get some other people involved, I think, almost to help me write it. I think I'm going to have to bring some other creators in, people who I love and respect. Okay. And see if that takes it anywhere. That's what Pixar does, right? They have like a Pixar brain trust.
It's a team.
Yeah, it's a big team, and then it's all buttoned up, polished, and perfect. And we were just watching a Pixar movie last night, I think, or something, or my kids were, or something, and I was like, God, it's so perfect. It's just genius. I mean, like Inside Out. If you explain that to somebody, I don't even know how they made that make sense, on film.
Well, you've seen the behind the scenes. I mean, they got so many child psychologists and people involved.
Yeah, I'm sure. There's a lot of levels, a lot of wheels, moving parts going on there.
But Disney can be like, okay, we're just going to buy a hospital for a year. Just get all the child psychologists to work for us.
Yeah. But I mean, so... but they do it because they have a room, tons of people that they trust and they know who are good, who are really creative, and they make sure that it's buttoned up and polished before it leaves that room. So
now, I have to ask, with the success with One Must Fall, are you in a position now? I'm sure you are. How much has the One Must Fall film been able to help as far as financial, any type of resources to get through this next?
We have a lot of people throwing money at us, which is super cool. But I'm afraid to take the money, so I don't want to take too much because I think it'll add too much pressure to me. But we're working on a couple distribution because we haven't sold it yet. So I'm still broke because all my money's in that movie. So
but you're getting ready. You're gonna have a payday's coming.
Yeah, so we've got a distribution deal on the table now that's a really good one with a really, really good company who's sending over long form paperwork now, who I agreed to terms yesterday. But
did you?
Yeah, but I'll see.
For distribution.
For distribution, yeah. So it's it'll put us on all the platforms and stuff like that. Yeah. It's got a really good marketing budget.
But you still per se own it.
Yeah.
Are you? Is that up? Is the rights to the movie up for
sale? Yeah. So it will be they will purchase the domestic rights to the film, but I can still sell internationally. We get a second deal. But we've had a bunch of offers. It's just nothing. No gigantic companies until this one just approached us a few days ago, and they didn't give me any time to decide on things. But they were like, "Here's the deal points. If you've agreed to these deal points, then we'll go ahead and write a long-form contract and get our legal team involved." And so I did just the other day. But they put out some big movies, really, really big movies.
Well, let me hit the brakes again. Let's go back to One Must Fall, the premiere. 1,200 fucking strong people.
I'm so proud.
So crazy. And I'm one of them. I'm watching it. I'm reacting during the movie, some of the scenes, and I'm one of the ones at the very end standing up clapping. I mean, okay, this is that was his baby.
Yeah.
How fucking special is this?
The Palace was very interesting because like Cincinnati was really kind of, are they going to like it? And I knew we had something when I am not, I'm a memorable but not a major character in the film, but I'm a memorable character. Yeah, but when I show up to this place, not near a booth or anyone, and like the people with Horror Hound had seen it, like, you're in that movie, I'm like, okay, it's spreading. Right. So in Cincinnati, I think everyone was like, yeah, people like this movie. And then the Palace was just a real celebration. And it was really funny because like everyone's downstairs watching the movie, and a lot of the people involved in the movie were upstairs in the balcony, and we've seen it 2 or 3 times.
Is that where you all sat?
Yeah. So
You didn't?
No, I was on the floor.
no, so there was
You had balcony seats.
Yeah, I did have balcony,
Yeah.
but I wanted to. Honestly, I did that in turn.
Yeah.
I
I did the same thing that you did.
He did.
So
He left.
I went down and I started switching seats so that I could hear, people if they're reacting, and I wanted to see if people on their phones, and no one was, and all the scenes were hit. And the Palace, the acoustics are so funny that if you're like 5 rows back, you can't hear any laughter or anything like that, so you don't know how they're reacting really. So it's really crazy.
Jared, real quick, favor, please. We do shots.
I can't do it. I'm so sorry.
None.
I can't. I'm at my calorie limit.
Can you do?
I'm
you
allergic
do
to
only.
alcohol.
I'll do
Are
a
you?
shot with you.
I break out in misdemeanors and felonies.
Nice.
That's great.
Nice.
So,
That's a good one. What do you want?
Dealer's choice.
Well, you hook us up with it. You make the call.
No, I mean, I like bourbon.
I tell you,
It's hilarious to watch him try to take
do you like tequila?
Oh, tequila.
You want to do a 1942?
Yeah, I mean, the guy's wearing a NASA hat.
Yeah. Maybe you trust it.
But that because we went downstairs, but upstairs was honestly, it was kind of like the first mini roast because we had been through it a few times. Yeah. And there was some shit talking going on the balcony about other people's
I heard about
scenes.
Frank too.
Really?
Yeah, and then it's like, then downstairs everyone's like loving the film, but upstairs, it was as much for, that night was as much for the people in it as the people that showed up for it.
I did.
Yeah, honestly, like I would take a hit, like as far as financially, but I really just wanted to do something like amazing for them, and I knew I would regret it if I didn't. And like a lot of people were like, "Man, you should have them take pictures with people." And so I gotta do this, and I'm like, "Dude, this is for them. Like, I really just want them to enjoy it. I want them to feel like how they deserve to feel for making an amazing performance in this film." So, and I hope that came across. But when we did the Q&A, man, like it was rushing. So I was like, they kept signaling me, and I'm like, come on, man. Like and I told them, I said, as soon as we stop talking, I can guarantee you all the people will leave. And they're like, you don't know this audience, and I said, I know my people. And then
I rely on this because that's what makes it look like tequila, but it doesn't need anything.
Yeah,
It's the best tequila.
But that's-
thank you so much.
That was one of those when you're doing like these smaller films, and I've done this like with Plays and Films, you do that, and you go into a room, like 12 other people, just as far as you can see, just cheering for you. And then you go to work the next day, and no one just knows who that. It's like, no, honestly.
Yeah, that was amazing. Honestly, it was really, really beautiful, and I was just super thankful to be involved in it. Honestly, but yeah, man, I think the Palace went. I was curious, like what, because I didn't hear back. I asked everybody, like in our little group. I was like, how did anybody have any stories? What happened? Nobody really responded to me.
It was like, it really felt like the end of a journey. I mean, for those of us that were in it, it's like we were upstairs, we'd seen it, we're relaxing, we're throwing popcorn at one another. But it was just one of those things of, we had seen the film, but it was just like, man, this is the reaction. It found an audience.
Seriously, as obviously your role, but your role, to feel, because at that point you got 1,200 people, you have to be feeling it.
He don't watch his stuff either ever.
I don't.
Really?
So yeah, so like this
but you watched it then.
I'm a voice artist, man. It's like, watching my face is bad. But it's great. It's when you do live theater and you do film, when you do live theater, you got it. And when you do comedy, you stand up, you got it. But film, it's like, are they?
Yeah,
And
it's a
then-
reactive. Yeah, it's a different type of it.
Yeah.
Though on that role, I kind of knew I had it because those two were in another room filming that. When that scene was being shot, they were around the corner in Hall. And I'm doing this ridiculous, just absolutely ridiculous stuff.
You've not seen it.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
No. And they yell, cut. And everyone in the room that I'm doing this ridiculous stuff has to be very serious.
Mm-hmm.
And the second they yell, cut, I heard laughter around the hall. And I'm like, all right, I think we got it.
We got it.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good, man. And I think that like that role of his is so important because of the parallels in the film. So you have seen the film, but basically it's a story about like a girl who almost gets there, but then just doesn't reach the mark ever. So like she's trying to buy a house in the film, and she doesn't reach the mark. And then the parallels run between like this very light and airy blue world of like the normal world, which is a very comedic world.
Mm-hmm.
And then the killer's world is very like dark, and it's got some different colors introduced into it. But the parallels are the same because there's a predator in the world that we look at as comedic.
Yeah.
But then in the other world, we look at this other predator as something very scary and wild, but really they're the same. And in the end, she almost makes it.
Mm-hmm.
But does she?
But
Just like does she have she has a relationship developing with Dorian, but does she hit the mark? So it's always the same parallels throughout the film, and I think that role of his is so important. To I think a bunch of the reviewers got it too, which is super cool. So like a lot of the reviews that come out, they pick up on it, which I'm so thankful for.
You left the ending as a possible sequel.
Oh yeah. You have to.
Was that that was intent? Was it intentional?
And what's funny is I thought about even like pitching this as a series, and that could even be a pilot episode.
Yeah.
So we
Really?
considered it. Yeah. I don't know if I want to get wrapped up in writing 10 episodes of One Must Fall, but I might. But
You don't
but
want
I
us
think it
to
would
binge watch you for a weekend?
What he's going to do is going to promise it's going to be a 7-part series, and then he's going to stop writing it after 5.
Yeah.
And then just let some other people take over, and then everyone's going to go, whoa, what would have Antonio written?
I think I think that it would be a really, really, really good first episode. If it was a series, it would be an insane episode. So we'll see. But we'll see what happens with distribution and stuff like that, because they might.
What's the
have some
timing on all
ideas and stuff.
that?
It moves pretty fast, so they're going to get me a long form contract from legal in a week or two, and I've already accepted the deal terms and stuff, but it still might not work out. Like the paperwork might roll out, and I might be like, I don't like where the money's being spent on marketing the film, so and I don't want to get taken advantage of.
Do you work with management?
I do everything alone.
Well, good for you. So in your company.
Yeah, even doing the premiere, like the Palace premiere. We've been to lots of festivals.
Yeah.
And I thought that I owe Louisville more than that, so we wanted to make sure that it was up to our standards and stuff like that.
His youngest daughter is actually going to read the contract.
Yeah.
If I see the letters J,
The contract comes back with notes and crayon and stickers.
His name comes up every other day in the house. My daughters love him.
you said you just did a roast.
Yeah.
Of that roast, how much of that can you incorporate into something like this, where you're starting to understand or get the guy? The ink, obviously, been working out, so you wearing a tank, showing off. I mean, this is material here. It's a different, because the roast you did was
A pregnant woman.
Were you roasting her because she was pregnant? You said that
Yes,
so.
it was a diaper party. It was Katie Bevins, comedian.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, so I did momedy shows with her last year. Momic, comic,
yeah.
moms.
Okay.
Moms
awesome.
making jokes.
Gotcha.
And so they had a diaper roast for her. And by far the hardest one I'm going to do.
I mean,
Did they know who the father was for this roast? Or was it-
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Lots of names thrown out there, though.
yes. Especially in comedy.
Yes.
are you based on sitting here tonight for the last, I don't know, we're been close to with you. You picked up material.
Yeah. 10 reasons he reminds me of Jesus. This seems like a pretty good. No. No, I'm just saying it's really hard to find dirt, and I don't know you, but nobody has said anything negative.
He's kind of like the picture of Jesus that white people are afraid of. You know? Oh, what if Jesus does look
The
like
Spaniard.
that? Yeah. Oh, damn it.
Yeah, no.
Just for the record, he looks more like Jesus than your
surfer.
Yeah, the
surfer
Spicoli.
Jesus.
Spicoli.
Oh, that's funny, man.
I'm nervous right now.
For me?
No, I'm nervous. Actually, I'm nervous. You know, we're Tuesday. We're what 5 days? 5 days? Something like that. Just as you know, from a producer perspective, just making sure it's right.
Oh, I know.
But what the one part I'm not nervous about is the players involved.
They're good.
They're gonna be good. I am counting on. I'm pretty damn sure. The oohs and ahs, the groans of One Must Fall. It's gonna be it's deja vu for this.
Oh, really?
You're gonna hear. The audience is gonna just be like.
I know that like some of the players involved are really going to slaughter me.
Well, here I'm gonna share.
Lucky though, 'cause, I mean, there's going to be some crossfire. I think some of the
I think
players
so,
here
too.
kind of make fun of each other.
and that's on the table. You can. And we had the call. You were on. You didn't make
I
it.
unfortunately could not.
Yeah, but I'm gonna. It's Tuesday. I'm gonna probably try to do one more just to see if we can get everybody together, just to make sure on and off the table. What we agreed to is that what's off the table. You know, anything that would impact, compromise someone's work, or marriage relationship, or don't bring up the girlfriend to of the married guy.
Right.
Yeah. So, you're good there, right?
He wasn't talking to me.
Yeah.
That's Dusty's rule.
That's
all Dusty's rule. Don't bring up the
Basically,
personal.
speaking of that video he showed me about the.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my God.
That's, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
It's still
How do you
burnt
know? Did you know about this video?
We'll talk offline. I can't bring this up
Is
here.
it the video of just lots of butts?
No, this is. Well,
I think I shot that video.
This is a video of
Where
him.
he just rented a house, played pool, and
Yeah,
showed
oh no, I didn't shoot
women
that
with big butts.
It was a derby video, and it involved a cup, and that's all I will say. And we'll leave it at there. And I'm like,
Someone drinks it.
That's all I do. Thanks.
he put that on Instagram.
Dusty will kill me for
I was
drinking
drunk in a Waffle House with Dusty Lee after One Must Fall.
it. He's so funny, Dusty.
That's when I found out the cops. If you're white in Cincinnati, the cops are very helpful. There's a sports story. So we get back. I think all this I can no longer get in trouble for anymore. I snuck a flask into the last day of Whorehound because drinks that were like crazy expensive. And so we got just for the final wrap VIP party, and we got tore up. Antonio went home like a good boy he is, and the rest of us continued to go out. Dusty almost got into a fight at a bar.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I was there for that.
Yeah. So then we went to Waffle House, and I went back to my car. Realized I had left my keys in my ignition with the turn on.
Oh my
car was
God.
that dead, and so I'm trying the parking lot's at a down slant. I'm trying to like pop the clutch, start the car. A cop comes up, and I'm like, "Hey, do you have jumper cables? My car's coming." He's like, "I'd like to, but it smells like you have a little drink." I was like, "I have earlier, it's still on my breath, but I'm fine to drive." He goes, "Yeah, I still don't feel right jumping your car." I was like, "Tell you what, you give me a breathalyzer. If I pass, jump the car. If not, you know what, you're right. Thank you." Which is only something that a white dude can say to a cop.
Hashtag white privilege.
Right. He gives me the breathalyzer. I pass. He's like, "Man, I don't know. I still don't want you to drive. You know what? I'm going to give you a ride to your hotel room. Here's a business card. Call us in the morning, and we'll drive you back to your car."
Wow.
Hashtag really white privilege.
So I show up at our hotel with a cop who has to get out because you can't get out of the back door of a cop car. These people still from Whorehound are hanging out front.
They think you've got like preferential.
Yeah, smoking pot and stuff. And then this cop comes out and just like lets me out of the door.
He's a fucking star.
One must fall. It's huge.
Hey, side note, the Horror Hound people are awesome.
They're great.
Did you get to meet them too?
No.
Because they were
I
doing
went there.
interviews too.
They were there.
Well, at the premiere, they came to our premiere too.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, dude, they were so awesome.
I guess who's not coming to the roast? Sophia and Kelsey.
Oh, did you invite them?
I did. And they said they have better things to do.
I can imagine. I love them.
You know,
honestly, Horror Hound.
Here's a question. I'm like, Horror Hound turned out very well for you.
Oh, we were so lucky. We had a great turnout.
Great turnout. The response was good. You got awards. Julie.
Best actress?
Yeah, best actress.
She was up against some
Give
heavy
me
hitters.
a horror no pun intended, a horror story in regards to one of these locations, these showings that didn't.
What festival is going to throw into this?
There was a festival so we've been in quite a few now, over 50.
Yeah.
So basically,
Of all those 50, how many of you actually attended?
I try to do as many as I can, but it's so expensive, man, and like with travel and flights and hotels and all that stuff.
Did you do Vegas?
No, I didn't, but I really wanted to because like one of my favorite
You all did.
filmmakers
There was a Vegas.
Clive Barker was he was on the
Yeah.
panel too, and I was going to be on the panel, but I didn't.
Whoa! You had an opportunity to be on the panel with Clive Barker.
Yeah. Because Brooklyn Ewing, like another filmmaker who I love, she's amazing. She curated like the whole event. She's doing another one here in Louisville for Days of the Dead. But they're really good. Yeah, and she's got another stack lineup coming to Louisville, dude. But I'll be on that panel though. But I've got to be in Virginia like the day before, so it's gonna be tough. But so one of them had announced us as official selection live. So they did a Facebook Live and they were reading off all the official selections, and they announced a bunch of people who I know, filmmakers who I know who have films. So I congratulated them. I was like, "Yo, congratulations! You made it into it was Motor City Nightmares. Fuck them, by the way, forever." So they announced all of these.
I wanted a soundbite.
Yeah. So they announced all of these people, and then I hit them up, and I'm like, "Yo, you just moved my status to rejected." So I thought that you announced that we already made it. So I've already told everybody. People have already bought tickets to this event, and they were like, "Nah, you're not in. So try again next year. No sorry, no nothing." So I was like, okay, like that's rude as fuck. So I was like, what about my friends? Did they make it too? And they're like, nope, rejected also. Didn't even say sorry. And they had already announced it. Had they said sorry, I apologize. Huge mistake on our part.
Which location is this?
Detroit.
Okay.
It's a big festival.
Yeah.
The Oscar goes to La La Land.
Yeah, really. That's exactly what it was. So I was fucking heated, man. But I still made a diplomatic post about it. I said, listen, we're not, so anybody who's bought tickets to see One Must Fall, we're not going to be there, but please go support the other filmmakers who did make it. And then I had to break it to the other filmmakers that they're not in. And I thought that was rude as fuck. So basically, all of the other film festivals supported me because I have a lot of film festivals on my Facebook, whatever. Mm-hmm. And they start review bombing these people. So they had like 600 negative reviews. Boom! And then
it was the worst thing that ever happened to Detroit.
And then they were like,
right after the car.
Yeah. And then they made another video, and they apologized, and the girls apologized and stuff like that, but for her honest mistake and stuff. But I'm like, dude, that was dead wrong, man. I mean, that should have came back like a few days before, and like it was only because they got backlash, that they did that. And that's just dead wrong, man. And like, I don't want to take away anybody's opportunity, anybody's dream, nothing like that. I don't want to fuck up anything. However, if somebody like specifically does that out of malice, because when they let us back in the festival, and I'm like, I didn't go. I'm like, I ain't going to that, out of sympathy or whatever. So basically, they put us on the roster as One Must Fail.
Are you fucking serious?
100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
No offense, it's kind of creative. It was probably it was a nice little.
So I would advise anybody who's in this industry not to submit to Motor City Nightmares because they're straight trash. So, and I didn't get, I did get like a exclusive apology to me, what I'm saying, but I felt like that was not sincere.
One Must Fail is also the name, the tagline for Detroit Lions, so it may be where it came up.
Yeah.
So.
Kendrick Haskins in the house. You know Kendrick?
No, we haven't.
Wave 3 sports guy.
Oh, hey, Antonio. Dude, nice to meet you. Oh, sorry, man. The wire not there. Stuff.
So, I bring that up because there's got to be, there had to be some hiccups along the way. And
There always is. Honestly, like there's been festivals that we they list a series of awards that they're going to give out, and then we do the festival, and then like they don't give anybody any awards, and like that's kind of why you're in it as a filmmaker, to get the laurels and to get the recognition and to have people see it. And there is like a level of respect that comes from like winning at a festival. So
yeah, but once you get to Hollywood and you have the stroke, you can buy those awards before they're.
Oh, really? Yeah, I can imagine.
I've heard those.
But so there's been plenty of festivals who've done that, or just come through didn't come through on their promises and stuff like that. But it's all right. Like, and then so knowing that, we wanted to make sure that we made the premiere like a full experience. So we went like above and beyond. And their planning was insane. Shout out to Michael Book for helping with everything.
I'm going to go back to the roast real quick. Tickets, we do have VIP seating and reserve seating, which is closer to the stage, if you will. And the VIP seating is couches. You get the comfy of sitting on a couch that's made for two people. Yeah. And up close. And then there's general admission seating, which there's some seating in general admission, what's available and what's not available. Standing. Those and watch, yeah. Watch and I've had a couple of people approach me and ask, and I'm probably Wagner's.
Oh yeah.
Will anybody in the audience get to if you hand them a mic and just throw?
So.
Do we want to do that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, we could.
Absolutely.
I mean,
roast the audience?
well, I think it would probably be just we'll figure that out. But obviously, we want to stay within the format and the time.
Yeah. I think you should be able to. I mean, because people are going to have some hot ones for me that maybe they won't get a chance to say.
At that point, I think the dais could turn to be the defenders.
And so I got to figure out how we can do that. Maybe whoever wants to do that needs to probably figure it out to approach me prior to me get it squared away.
Yeah.
And I'm working on finishing the format to give to Angie because as the roast master, she needs to know really the flow of the show. And
she's a killer.
She is, and I'm just for me to host an event, to produce an event. This one, because of your success, really kind of fell into my lap, and but at the same time too, I want to do it right because your status right now in town. Obviously, within the industry and the music scene, and you got a lot of music people. Jake Badger was here first segment, and he's got an event that day. It's country for the kids, but fortunately,
before, though, right?
I thought it was going to go later. They're ending at 5.
Oh, thank God.
So I'm like, Jake, you're ending at 5. Come out, I'll take care of you. They're him and his We'll be there. So Jake's
country for the kids, like where they give them their first tragedy to help the song slowly develop.
He's the greatest.
Yeah, they're
puppies.
It's
different to the comedy bit there. Charlie Walker, my kids just sending him popsicle jokes.
Charlie Walker. Charlie, he was a host or the MC or something. Yeah. Charlie's good guy. So Jake will be there. So he speaks very highly of you. And so we're kind of rounding third and heading for home with the roast. Is there anything? What would be the message to the roasters, people coming from you? You don't have. Here's the thing. I don't think you've had this kind of preconceived notion on what to expect. You just said bring it.
Yeah, I think like nothing's off limits. You can say anything about me. I won't be offended. I think I'll take the jabs to donate the money. And I think I love it. Honestly, man, like anytime I have like a free day, I try to think of something like charitable that I can do. And I've done a ton of stuff like for the arts community. So like I think this is amazing that I have the opportunity, to be able to give anything.
Well, that's the same here for me because, with the podcast, it's elevated me and what I want to do locally to work with all this talent, to give, to pay forward and to do this proceeds going to Fund for the Arts. Real quick, why?
Well, we've donated to them before, so I did like an event called Project Oniric in Metanoia with a bunch of my photographer friends. And we essentially we all shot photos based on one general idea, and then we got prints of it, and then we printed those prints off, and then we auctioned them off at an event, and we did it at the Ice House for 2 years, and then we had 500 or 600 people show up, and they would buy the prints, auction off the prints or whatever. And then we donated to Fund for the Arts then too. It was a really good situation with Eric Jervich, who he emceed the event and took the money for Fund for the Arts at that time. And then also, and Gil Holland is a really good friend of mine. He's really behind Fund for the Arts. And then J.P. McDonald runs it now. So, it's perfect. And I think it's just it's just for a good cause, man. And anything that I do charitable wise, I always try to do for the arts community, whether it's the free workshops or free headshots or just.
Arts education is so important. I mean, it's a way up for a lot of people. It's a way up for you. I mean, art really is what brought you up.
I think without it, man, I wouldn't have anything, So, and then that's reality. But I think that so many people don't realize how much arts affect them, whether it's through music or movies or their lifestyle or gives them hope or whatever it is. So I think it's so important, man, and I think it's often
even the culinary is
right, and it's the first thing that gets cut from budgets, and so I think that for me that's like I said, I used to be homeless. I have an 8th grade education, so I didn't go through traditional school or anything like that. So had I not found art myself, then I would be nowhere. So I would have nothing. So.
It's kind of a cool story. I mean, your story is very cool.
Oh, man, thank you.
Where you've come from and where you at.
Been lucky, man.
And supporting a wife-beating Jaws.
Yeah. I haven't won this yet. I've been too embarrassed to go out of the house. But I lost 50 pounds, so that when the roasters they probably wrote all about my weight, because I was heavier.
Cross that out.
And then now, they're gonna have to rewrite their material because I'm not so fat anymore.
I'm
working
cross
on it.
your name out and put my name there.
No.
That's where the weight went. No.
Tonight, all fat jokes will be redirected to the dais.
Yeah.
We've noticed Dusty's put on a couple pounds. Dusty.
His shoes.
Oh man.
Let's real quick. We'll recap that because the Great Day Lot thing. Dusty kind of he's a show stealer.
He is.
Yeah, I mean that's who he is, and he gladly owns that.
Oh yeah, he's good, man.
He is.
He's a genius too, honestly, man, and he knows me really well. So we've been through a lot together, Dusty and I. So he's not only gonna have good material for me, but he said he wrote for everybody.
You know what? One thing you haven't been through with Dusty?
Yeah.
Sock shopping.
Because his bare ankles for the
he does not buy socks. Dusty does not wear socks.
That's
his style though, man, is completely unique and on its own.
Yeah. He's got game.
He does.
Yeah.
He really does.
It's like a hobo that steals Steve Harvey's throwaway clothes.
Man, we got there was we're at the levee. Quick shout out to the levee. Very accommodating to make this happen. It is open. We toyed around the notion. We're actually kind of close. Depending on the ticket sales between now and the next few days, it might be closed today. They might have to close it out.
Really?
Yeah. Which also do it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, but the reception. What has been? I'm gonna share something. When I announced doing this roast a couple months ago, I actually got messages. Why would you roast him? Why would you put him in a position to be insulted? And I'm like,
really?
Yeah. I'm like, do you not get what a roast is? I mean, it's not a. I know it comes across as the type of an insult, but it's being funny. I mean,
I think that people are sometimes defensive over me because I never stand up for myself. So, I have a lot of friends.
Well,
who
it's that and the fact that you're a nice guy, and that the tagline with Great Day Live. How do you roast the nicest guy?
Dude, that made me cry, man, for real.
Did it really?
They put that on there, man. That's beautiful. That was so sweet of them, for real.
And I have to apologize. There's a moment I don't think I was talked to, but someone was talking, and it appears that I'm chewing gum. I wasn't chewing gum. I was wrapping up a mint that I was trying to get rid of. I couldn't, swallow it. It was lingering in my mouth. So
I didn't even notice that. I just blacked out. I get nervous on live television.
I don't
Is this live?
No, this isn't live. But
on
the
your
Great Day.
thing.
The Great Day was live.
This is usually live, though, but today you didn't.
I was going to go live with this, but
yeah, Great Day Live. I always get so nervous. So, like, anytime I go on, I pretty much black out.
I've done it, and
It's scary.
they kept touching my butt because the microphone.
here's a funny story.
kept, like,
Listen to
getting
this.
caught, and I'm
Dusty.
like, this is
Dusty,
weird.
listen to this. They're
Same with
micing us
Dusty.
up for Great Day Live. And they put the little thing in the back and hook the mic up. They do me, and then they get to Dusty, and Dusty flat out tells the lady, not wearing any underwear. And right after he says that, she literally confirms, "You're not. No, you're not."
Yeah, she said that. Dusty is so funny,
And
man.
that's why he looks so good. He only puts his money into pants and shirts, not
Yeah.
socks, not underwear. It's pants, shirts, and hats. That's all he buys.
His budget is dead on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's driving a Maserati.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there you go. There's
He's
no,
made it.
No room for underwear. in that
no
budget.
run. Yeah, exactly. But maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Once you put your priorities.
I had to get away with underwear and socks, get rid of that, but then we get the Maserati.
So my wife, she knows it all. Well, like I have a lot of friends who have Maseratis. She's like, "When are you gonna get?" And I'm like I have a Prius, so there's more material. I have a Prius, like I can't. Like, have
I've already
a
heard
Maserati,
that
you know?
there's a Prius joke coming.
I figured there's gotta be a Prius,
But
but
you
I
know-
love my car, so like I'll never own another car.
That shit's gonna change for you soon.
No,
Yeah,
I always have a Prius.
Ooh, he's going after that Toyota money right now.
Yeah.
I love the Prius. So like I have all of my gear.
Just think,
too. It's like a tank.
within the next few months, you can go up to a camera.
No, that's not a graduation. That's a step back. for the Prius, like honestly, man, like
Tesla would be a
Oh, I
graduation
love
for you. Yeah, there, now look at that. There it is.
but like it wouldn't hold my gear, and I have all of my gear with me at all times. So,
you never know who just had to shoot a movie.
dude, I swear, people are like, man, I just had some red thread, some deer antlers, and I'm like, say no more. I got it in the car. I got everything in there, man. I have everything. Yeah.
Well, since you're not sleeping in it anymore, you just got all that extra room.
Yeah, really.
Is there anybody that's going to be in the crowd that you're concerned with, family or anything like that?
My family doesn't show.
No.
But Jordan is afraid to get arrested. And I probably shouldn't have said that because now somebody's going to.
I already had one Jordan joke, but it's actually pro Jordan.
I told her that because probably I'm so ugly that why would you give me to that?
Yeah,
But I told her that was going to happen.
she's
today.
going
I
to
said
get
one of the
hit
jokes
on
would be
more
that.
than insulted. About.
My husband loved my roast, feeling like Jason Momoa. His ego is so fucking big, he wouldn't fit in my car on the way home.
And Jordan was afraid, so I prepared her. I said, they're probably going to say things about you too. And she's like, really afraid.
Is she really?
But I said it's going to be.
You know, the jokes I've heard, I don't think I've heard anything. But the fact that you just said that, that she's going to be there.
It's not on her. It's about
For her.
For her.
In favor
Yeah.
of her. Yeah. I think that, I figured that was.
Oh, yeah.
And it should. I can't believe she gave me a chance.
She married down. I mean, she's got to get some credit for that.
She wanted this. You obviously reached out to her.
Yeah, that's true. She's like, roast him. Roast this
You
man.
did.
Yeah.
Without hesitation.
But it's like one of those things when you ask someone to throw a water balloon at someone you're sitting next to, and you're like, oh shit, this may hit me. This may hit me.
You know what's funny is she's probably like, she probably thought about it for a second because she's probably like, he already has no confidence. So maybe you should. And then she's like,
She really didn't hesitate.
I've been having your kids carry around a webcam for the last few days, just spying on your house.
Real quick, going back to One Must Fall, what's left with any more conventions or?
Yeah, we're playing Louisville again.
You are doing that. That's right.
We're doing one more.
Why did you go? Why did you decide to do that?
Well, they had asked. No, I think I submitted the film festival
To be
so,
an Avatar.
Yeah, no,
To Louisville again. Why did you do that?
because this film festival is really good. It's called Imaginarium, and
it is a festival.
Yeah, and then they're gonna have the guy who wrote and directed Final Destination there, and we're gonna be on a panel together, which will be super cool.
Wow.
And so I've got like a workshop. They're like let me do a workshop and stuff, and I love doing like workshops. And I just spoke at like UK, which was super cool. So I got to speak in front of like all the
UK is in University of Kentucky, not. I mean, you are a celebrity, so that's United Kingdom.
No, but University of Kentucky, and they let me speak in front of that. So like, I love doing stuff like that, And then I got to go like later to the photo and video class and like hang out with those guys all day, which is super cool. So they're gonna let me kind of do that thing at the Imaginary Film Festival. So. And I like hosting workshops, and I do them all for free. So hopefully they'll let me do that for free there, and then people can come and learn, the process or whatever if they're stuck in the process or they feel like they can't do it. That's my audience. I like to speak to those people.
Your schedule, man.
It's been crazy.
Glad you fit me in.
Oh, of course, man. You have to make time. I will make time for it.
He's going to helicopter down at the levee 5 days before the event.
No.
Success hasn't changed me at all.
You prepared? You getting prepared?
I am. I'll be prepared. I got a couple ideas.
I'm going to get slaughtered, I know it, but it'll be worth it.
It's going to be fun. There's going to be some brutal moments. Really.
I know.
And there's going to be people shaking their head like, but that's just not a Jew.
Yeah.
I've heard Dusty taking his little jabs at the other people. Andrew, it's everyone's fair game.
And all of the whole lineup is hilarious too. All of you guys
It's really
are
just
so
scares
good.
me because I only know Dusty.
Exactly. Dusty drop.
No, our entire time knowing each other has been intoxicating.
At the premiere too.
Yeah, that's it. We've never known each other sober.
Is he going to be sober? Or are you going to be sober?
I'll be sober. I don't think he wants to.
So Dusty, he does this thing called the Dusty Lee Challenge, and basically it's any drink, and you have to drink it like in one drink, whether it's through a straw or what, and they race.
Stupid.
And like I'm talking,
He's still a kid.
This guy can throw down, so he'll do like 20, 30 drinks in a night, this guy.
Crazy.
And I think he'll still be all right.
Yeah.
But he'll just, a whole drink, suck it through the straw, like he'll race people all night. But he has a really high alcohol tolerance. Yeah. I don't at all.
Yeah.
So I'm like not going to drink it all either.
I'll be putting this podcast up like quick because this one's, there's a timing issue with it. But we still have a few VIP and reserve seating seats left. General admission, you can do pre-orders general admission through the various pay options that's in the event description and at the door.
Can they do VIP and all that at the door? Probably
If any's left, they can come and ask if they're available. If they're available, then.
My people are such box office people, man. They wait till the last second. That's how the palace worked.
It was crazy.
I was getting concerned. I'm like, wait a second, you ain't really selling this thing out, and then and then they just flooded in.
Well, the other thing too, when people, I did create an event on Facebook and put it out there that you see people who say they're going or interested. Don't go by those numbers.
There's a famous little piece of footage. I think it was a comedian. She was in New York. And she brought out a printout of everyone who said that they were attending her stand. And she just did her entire set was just doing a stand call.
Wow.
Just a roll call.
Genius.
For that.
That is fucking genius.
And it's because there were only like 5 people in the house. And she went through
That's what we should do.
like 85.
Oh my God.
It was so brilliant.
I think we have like 170 who interested or going.
Well, it says 51 going. There's definitely going to be more than 51 going. But what we should do, I should print out all the ones that say they're going and periodically just have a roll call. Is so-and-so here? We want to just say hello. Oh, you're not?
Paging.
Exactly. Your success your status makes this roast possible. Not just possible, will take it at the level that it's going. Because the roasters, there's some status with who the roasters are. Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. And people attending. It's going to be at a very over the top event. This will be an event where you're not going to be thinking film. You're not going to be thinking your next movie or anything for at least that night. You're going to be fucking buried. You're going to be so buried.
I'm just going to be mostly just scared. I'll be excited. Yeah. I think that it's one of the, like I said, nothing's off the table for me. So I don't have any restrictions on what people could say or not about me. But
I think Jordan's going to have a nice bath bomb waiting for you when you get home. Some relaxing music.
Well, I'll tell you what. She put the little comment out there. She took a picture, put the Facebook post of you.
I was so surprised.
You know, and
I couldn't believe that.
Whatever she says.
I think that might be the first time it's ever happened. I was so thankful.
Well, you're looking good. You dropping all these LBs and stuff.
I had to do it so that they didn't have any more material about my weight.
I got called Gene Hackman in my roast. I was bald. UB Thomas got me, so I mean, it's all in good fun. Like if you roast yourself, I roast myself way worse than anyone else could, and that's kind of how everybody is their worst critic.
You roast yourself. You do roast.
I have very self-deprecating.
Is there a vibrator going on with it?
No. What? What?
No, that's the deprecating.
Not defecating. Yeah. I make light of situations people usually don't find funny.
It's not German. That's self-defecating comedy. Today I'm going to poop my pants. Germans love it.
Wow. All right, Sunday, July 28th at the Levee. The roast starts at 7, doors open at 5. Two of our roasters here, JP, Jessica, Antonio.
Emery King, we're going to bring him out the house.
Yeah. It'll be the first time I've actually met him.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I don't think he's ever performed in
Are you serious?
No.
Well, fuck, I gotta exploit that to my benefit.
Yeah, he may get that award this year.
Yeah.
If he's doing some stand-up in Louisville.
He actually does a show in Louisville.
I think that, I think he's never performed in Louisville. Like, he usually doesn't come here at all, but like,
he lives in
Nicholasville.
Yeah.
Really, really good friend for a long, long time. He's done a lot for me.
All right, man. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun night at the Levee, which means it is a bar and food place, so alcohol.
The food is great.
The food is good.
It's off the charts.
Alcohol, it's going to be a fun night. We're going to have a good time, and Levee's going to do their part to it.
It'll be on film, so we're going to record it from multi-cam angles. So we'll have 10, 12 cameras set up. So
oh my God!
We'll keep on.
And we'll have to figure out how we make that available. We'll talk about that because this is a big fucking deal to me. EFD.
I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to cut it and set up the cameras and get audience reactions and stuff, just like we did for When Must Fall. It's kind of the same thing.
They were down one.
I think it'll be super cool. So just like how we cut that One Must Fall one, but since it'll be a multicam and they'll all be stationary, then it'll be a little bit different.
Keep talking.
Oh, sorry. So JP's taking a picture right now. For those of you who just listened to the podcast.
I keep forgetting it. There is an audio version of this, so which means the audio version doesn't get to see the very suave Antonio Pantoja look right there.
Right.
Anyway.
It's easy. You just got to cut calories. It's really reduce calories.
Are you allowed to bring guns into the Levee? Because
he's
easy.
All right, we are days away. When this podcast goes up, we'll be days away from the roast again. Sunday, technically, yeah. July 28th, 7 p.m. Tickets available at the door at the levee.
But we don't want them to wait for the door. They should
We
get
don't.
It's going to get crazy.
It will. It's
Get it before they sell out.
Facebook event. Go to a Shooting from Blip page.
What's capacity there?
It's 250-ish. So
Yeah. Be careful.
We'll figure it. We'll cross that bridge later. Anyways, JP, Jessica, thanks for hanging out. And just solidify just seal the deal with this. You want to go drop to your tidy whites? Just
I'm going dusty today. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no socks.
No, sir. Dusty inspired me with his drawerless existence.
I love that, man.
Good stuff. See you Sunday.
Yeah.